faith is firmly put in God our Father, and that you are not anxious, that you are not in turmoil. God has everything under control. He knows what he's doing, and he has an eternal perspective in mind. And wow, what a joy for us to be able to trust him and to be able to watch what he's doing real time, and to try not to allow our flesh and our controlling spirit to try to manipulate or be frustrated, but rather to live in light of what God is doing. I'd like to encourage you from John chapter 16, verse number 25 says, "These things," Jesus said, "have I spoken unto you in Proverbs. But the time cometh when I shall no more speak unto you in Proverbs, but I shall show you plainly of the Father. And that day ye shall ask in my name, and I shall not. And I say not unto you that I will pray the Father for you. For the Father himself loveth you, because ye have loved me, and have believed that I came out from God. I came forth from the Father, and I am come into the world again. I leave the world and go to my Father." His disciples said unto him, "Lo, now speakest thou plainly, and speakest no proverb. Now are we sure that thou knowest all things, and needest not that any man should ask thee. But this we believe, that thou camest forth from God." Jesus answered them, "Do you now believe? Behold, the hour cometh, yea, and is now come, that ye shall be scattered every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things have I spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." And so God makes it very clear as he communicates to us that he's in charge, and that peace comes from him in the midst of tribulation. And though our lawyers and politicians and pollsters and analysts and newscasters, and though there just may be a myriad of people this morning very anxious, very confused, very chaotic, can I encourage you? God is not confused. God is not anxious. God is not in turmoil this morning. Everything happened yesterday exactly the way that he thought it would, that he knew it would. And today things are going to go exactly the way he knows it's going to. And so we can allow the events of life to unfold. I think the important thing that Jesus was telling his disciples is simply, you're not of this world. This world is not your home. The things in this world produce tribulation and trial and difficulty. But I'm here to give you peace. And no matter what is going on around you, I want you to know that you are able to converse with your Father. You're never alone, for he is with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. He is there. There are times that the Bible seems like a riddle. There are times when, especially end times and eschatology, seems hard to decipher. Yet God is the God who is consistent in every age, at every point, and he is working all things together for good, for our good, because we love him and we are called according to his purpose. And so we can just let life go on while we steward our responsibilities faithfully. And so Jesus is saying, do you believe me? You know, part of our anxiousness and our worry comes when we're just not sure we believe God. We know intellectually that he's in charge. We know intellectually that he'll never make a mistake. We know intellectually that he is all wise and that he has a master plan. We know intellectually how things are supposed to end. But our heart and our emotion and our volition sometimes get us in trouble, because what we know to be true in our head doesn't always manifest itself in our life. And so let me encourage you, don't be anxious today. Be prayerful. I'm still praying for grace and I'm praying for mercy. But if God needs to spank specifically spank American Christians for our being too conformed to this world, being too addicted to this life, being too distracted by the amenities of the temporal, then, he's right. And may it wake us up, and may it do what it's intended to do. Discipline is not about destroying, it's about restoring. And so may it restore our vision back to God. May it restore our zeal to serve God. May it restore our urgency to share the gospel and to teach another generation what is true in the Bible. And so, I've had a lot of people text me today and say, Pastor, what's going to happen? Well, the same things that I've been telling you all along. God is going to do the right thing. I did what I believed was my stewardship. I hope you did what was your stewardship. Now we pray and we let our requests be made known. But the peace of God that passes all understanding comes when I just let my heart and my mind be stayed on Christ. He is the source of peace, and he is the source of power. And he has my eternity in his hand, and I'm privileged to serve him. And so I trust that you will take Jesus's words to his disciples and say, listen, if you will just believe, then you know that no matter if you're scattered, no matter what's going on, I'm never going to be alone because my Father is with me. You're never going to be alone because your Father is with you. And so these things he has spoken, that we might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer, Jesus said. I have overcome the world. May God bless you. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.